Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we are in a bit of a chill phase. There is no doubt about that. So we need to work on a few things in this chill phase. Step one, we need to get our army maxed out-ish. I mean, we still need a lot of manpower to make that happen. There's no doubt about it. We also need to make a choice. And that choice is regarding our military power. Now, if we go in here, we're getting close to being able to get Miltech 3. Here's the question. Will we get Feudalism before we get Miltech 3? Also, we need to keep in mind that when we get Feudalism, I believe that will immediately move our cap down to 1,000 from 1678 where it's at right now. So that is something that we need to consider as well. I'm not 100% sure if we will lose military power if we're over that level. If so, then we should spend as soon as we hit 1,000. But I'm not sure if that's true or not. We'll tick forward for right now, and we need to absolutely chill and let some of our aggressive expansion die down. I mean, that's 52 here. Only 14 up over in this direction, so that's good. 10 over here. Moravi's going to be pretty upset, but that's okay. They can do that. They are going to have their truce up in about 5 years, so that is magnificent. We're very, very pleased about that one. But we're not going to get feudalism for a little while yet. I mean, we'd be best off expanding up into Mombasa up here, I think, would be the best way to do it. We could accelerate adoption over here via getting additional military power, or not power, but additional development over here. That's, I think, prohibitively expensive, and I would prefer not to do that. We're going to make a state over here in Quelimate. Fantastic. And we can core these. There we go. Wonderful. So, I mean, we're spending a lot of admin power on coring right now, and that's to be expected. That's pretty much what this trade-off is going to be. That's why we are focused on admin power here. And in fact, we really should get ourselves another advisor. I would love to get this person. We really can't afford her. But that national tax modifier would be super nice. How much are we making from taxation? 3.25. Yeah, it's not going to pay for her. Okay, I think we're going to go for the unrest reduction. I mean, I don't think that these are going to fire, but we can go for her. I mean, our prestige is decaying more than the one yearly anyway, so even if we have this guy, that'll just keep our prestige up a little bit longer. Ultimately, prestige is nice to have, but I don't think it's a necessity. I don't tend to focus too heavily on keeping prestige high. I've found that I can play just fine with low prestige as well. So I'm not too concerned about that. Let's go ahead and go for the unrest reducer. Okay. There we go. And that'll net us an additional 1 power per month. Now, it does bear noting... Oh, we can convert provinces. Yeah, that's something that we can do. These are Sunni, though, and it's going to take a very, very long time to do that. Do we want to spend this much gold per month for this long? I think the answer to that is no, not right now. So we're not going to do that at this time, but we will come back to it perhaps once we have a little bit more ability to convert. But for now, I think that that's not going to be too much of a thing. Now, it does bear noting that these exist, and I do realize that. The clergy loyalty equilibrium, sure, that's kind of whatever. It's the Crownland that getting these implemented is slightly problematic for, but ultimately I feel like it's a little weird, right? We're putting in a religious state, and that reduces the clergy loyalty equilibrium. Okay, sure. But it's the Crownland that I think is a little bit challenging there. Now, the Crownland has shifted. You can seize Crownland, sure, but does this automatically drift in some way? because this has definitely changed, and I didn't really change the Crownland. I think that we are going to put in Religious State for right now. And yes, that hurts our Crownland. Absolutely. Now, what I want to check here is if any of this actually changes. I mean, we're probably going to want to seize Crownland back. This will cause our... Let's see. Rebels may rise up if any estate drops below 30 loyalty. Okay. So the loyalty equilibrium here is low for both the merchant guilds and the clergy, so we can't seize this back at this time. We're going to need to do something that gives them loyalty. Let's see, what's the current equilibrium? 43.4. So that needs to come up by quite a bit. Oversight by the clergy needs to be what happens here. Now, the question is... 100%. Okay, so we're quite a long ways from influence being a problem. We'll put this in to boost their loyalty equilibrium up to 53. And then for the Merchants Guild, they're going to need some loyalty boost as well. They're going to need a 10% as well there. We could give them just free enterprise, and that would be free ish. It will reduce our absolutism, but that's fine. Our absolutism is low anyway, and I'm thinking that that's 20 local autonomy there. I'm just wondering if there's a better one to go for here. Tolerance of heretics and heathens would not be great, given that we need the clergy to be a little more loyal, so I don't think we're going to do that. However, getting a mercantilism and gaining 1 gold from cloth or silk production, we don't have any from that right now, but that wouldn't be a terrible idea. We can just give them a monopoly on textiles. There are currently no textiles. So we'll do that, and that will boost these guys up to 52%. And then once they go up, then we can seize some Crownland. Now that's only going to give us 5% estate land, and if we look at our low Crownland here, what is our goal? Is it at least 25%? I'm not sure. And I also want to find out if this is an immediate 20 loyalty loss or if this is actually an equilibrium change like it has been previously. We'll test that out after these guys manage to get themselves up to a decent amount there. I don't want to risk it, so we will hold off on that for the time being. Now, our institution spread over here is working away, but it'll take a while for this to actually happen here. Is there a, progress bar somewhere that shows us when we're expecting this to max out? That would be useful information, but I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Oh, actually, we do have it now. Now that we cored these, right, we have enough. We don't even have to do any waiting over here. We can simply do this as soon as we have 134 gold. So, the question becomes, we can repay our current loan. I kind of want to debase to do that. 1 debasement means that we can immediately embrace feudalism. Boom. And just like that, we don't have to worry about our military power. Wonderful. So we can grab Miltech 3 immediately, and that is something we're absolutely going to do. We're also going to grab the early Karak. Fantastic. We're also going to want to grab Admin Tech 3 fairly soon. We expect to be able to do that by February of 1462. Okay, that is fine. I'm not too concerned about that. And we do need to deal with that low Crownland issue. But first off, we are going to go ahead and get these guys... Oh, they don't have a leader right now. Right. We can go ahead and recruit a general right now. How are we doing on our tech cost here? Minus 5%. We're not ahead of time. Okay, so we should be working on this mill tech, but I am going to recruit a general here, and this guy's probably not very good. What's his stats like? He's definitely not as good as our previous generals were. We'll put him in there, and we will go ahead and get drilling. He will have a chance of skill increase from drilling, so that's fine. Our truce with Tumbuka has ended. Okay. We don't really care about that. Now, as far as these guys go over here, Oh, our queen consort died. That's unfortunate. As far as these guys go over here, we expect 2.7 years and 19.4 years. So the Cephallans are not really going to be a problem. We'll see if these end up being a problem. Ultimately, I think that we'll lose that unrest over 2.7 years. If not, we can suppress them with these guys. But for now, I want to be working up our drill. So that will be fine. We are working on getting our treasury up here a bit. When is our loan going to come due? Let's see. We've got lots of time. Okay. Good to know. We should also start thinking about getting a bit of a naval presence over here to control trade in this area to some degree. Realistically, we should move Zanzibar to be our main trade port. Let's see. I think we should want that to be... There's a natural harbor in Zanzibar. There's also one in Kilwa. 5.4 trade power and 4.6 trade power. So technically Kilwa is kind of the higher trade power, but I think that ultimately because Zanzibar is based in Zanzibar, we might be able to get this to be a bit better of a trade area over here. Now, our autonomy over here is high. There's no doubt about that. But that's maybe okay. So I think that we probably want to make this be our main trade port, if I can remember where the button is for that. It's this up here. You can only move your trading port to a core province. We are coring it right now, though. So that's something that we're going to want to do. The reason we want to do that, of course, is because this trade node pushes into this trade node. Now, this is not an end trade node. It will push down over this way. And so ultimately, we'll want to move this again. But for now, I definitely want to have our collection happening here. So we should actually send a merchant over here to collect from trade, and we'll pull the guy... We're pushing down this way, but is everyone... No one else is pushing over here. You know, for right now, I actually want to recall this guy. And I want to collect over here. Wait. I moved the Congo one. Okay, we're going to have to wait for that merchant to come back. Okay, I don't want to collect. I want to transfer. There we go. So we'll just get that in there. It looks like that remains without anyone working there, but I do want to move him over. So we'll do something like that, and we are gathering a little bit more, but as we core this up here, it should get quite a lot better, and as we develop this into a trading hub here. So that is excellent. We will net ourselves a good amount of cash from that. We're not making a huge amount more here right now, but we will soon enough. So that is wonderful. Our drill is coming along, and you can see here that we do still need some troops over here. Now, I think that we're not fully reinforcing because of our drilling, perhaps? But we are reinforcing to some degree here. Or it could just be overall speed, because it's only going into this. Yeah, it's overall speed. It's only going into this regiment. Fine. So it'll max out next month tick. Great, that's sailors. Manpower is ticking along, though, and how much more land force limit do we have? We can get 2. Okay, sounds good. Now, we do need to deal with our Crownland, and these guys are still heading up towards equilibrium, so we're not going to do that just yet. Actually, yeah, that would be down to 24%, and we want them to not dip below 30. Okay. Navy tradition, sure. That'll be fine. Moravia is super upsetty, but that's okay. They can do that. Interesting, they added a fabricate claim button here. I wonder when they did that. That's good to know. That'll be a nice little shortcut. It also shows us the approximate cost to core. Cool. Now, those claims last for how long in Europa? Do they not expire? Oh, they do. 25 years. That's plenty. I don't mind. 25 years is plenty of time, considering our truce is going to be up in 3 years. Yeah, I'm used to Crusader Kings, where the claims expire in, like, 5 years sometimes. Or is that in Crusader King? No, I'm thinking of Hearts of Iron, where it's, like, 6 months. The claims expire, well, the CBs anyway, expire super quickly in that game. But in this one, it's 25 years, so you have lots of time. Good to know. So we are working our way up these technologies now, and we are going to go ahead and spend this admin power when we can. All of these are going to be in like, well, these are going to be in like 64, 67. All of these are now cored. That is wonderful, and we're going to make states. That autonomy will drift down over time. There we go, and we are of course going to make these into full cores. Yeah, we could hit the core all button. I actually don't like doing that in terms of coring in this, not because it's not more efficient, it is, but just because I like to push the buttons. I don't know, it's a habit I got into before they added the core all button, and now I'm just like, honestly, I kind of prefer it, because this way, at least if I'm going to run out of admin power, then I can pick and choose which ones to do, but I don't know. It's more of a personal preference thing. I'm not knocking anybody who presses the core all button. You do you. I just don't tend to. I'm not in the habit. I don't think we need to build this spy network anymore. We'll bring this guy back, and we might want to start thinking about playing nice with Congo or something. We can just improve relation with them. That'll be fine. These guys. These guys might be an interesting diplo-vassalization option. We're going to improve relation with them. And I'm going to offer them an alliance as well. They'll be a good option for us to do that. Yeah, that aggressive expansion is coming down, and that's very good. So 20 September, sure. There we go. They entered a military alliance. We're also going to offer them a royal marriage. 115 reasons, huh? Well, mostly distance between borders, and we're planning to push up this way. So, yeah, that's 40 reasons. The economic base is 49 reasons. Well, we'll push through. That'll be fine. We'll get there. It'll take time. Okay, 108 reasons. Good. Okay. And they may also pull us into wars up here that we're interested in fighting. I do want to move these guys up here. We're going to actually, it's 1459. We're going to move them over to here. We're going to keep drilling, but is there a river that flows between Lolo and Lomwe here? There may or may not be. Let's see here. Yes. So, Lomwe. Lolo, Makua, Kalonga. Yeah. So we'd have to sit here if we wanted to attack them without a river. Honestly, though, I don't think it matters. They don't have any troops. So we're just going to chill right here for right now. And we're going to keep on drilling. Excellent. We can also bump ourselves up. Our land force limit has increased to 14 now. How is the supply limit over here? It's not great, in all honesty. Supply limit is 11. Supply limit is 14 in Longa. Well, it's going to be another 2 years before we are ready to actually attack them. So I'm going to move down to Angoche over here. We're going to continue drilling. And we're going to bump this on up to 13. Okay. Countries are wishing to hire Condottieri. Go away. I do not do that. 50 Diplo power or 10 prestige. Well, you know what I just said about prestige. I'd rather lose the prestige here than I would rather lose the Diplo power. I don't want to lose either. But tech is vitally important when you're playing in Africa. Like, Europe is coming, and they're not happy with you. That's the end of the story. You gotta be ready. And so we shall be. Hopefully. So we are working our way up on our admin tech, and let's check in on our Crownland situation. Yeah, look, our low Crownland didn't go away. No, that's fine. We're going to seize the land once the merchant guilds come up over 50%. So that'll be a little while yet. And what else will this do? This will just lose loyalty. Is this an instant loyalty loss? Ooh, he got a shock pip. That's fantastic. That's really, really good. I'd love another shock pip. I don't care about fire in this stage of the game, but a shock pip would be amazing. However, as I was saying, is this an instant drop of loyalty without changing the equilibrium? If so, that's really interesting. And really abusable. Essentially, you do this every time it's up, assuming the equilibrium is above 50%. That was our advisor over here. Okay. That's not great. I mean, 5% discipline is good. We're going to go for this guy. Excellent. And of course, the main reason we're paying for this is the +1 military skill. Now, I would love to get the +1 military power here. It does cost Crownland. Once we seize some Crownland, then we can start working on putting those in. But that was something that I definitely wanted to wait until after we had crushed our rivals in the area, just because I don't want to deal with any potential rebellions from things in this system that I don't fully understand yet. So that was definitely something that we needed to wait on. We're about to hit 49% on the Merchants Guild. That's wonderful. As soon as that month tick hits, there we go. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so local development cost in Mozambique, sure. But what I'm really interested in doing right now is debasing again. And yeah, we're spending a lot on rooting out corruption. I'm aware of that. But I want to repay this loan and just get rid of that interest payment. There we go. Now we're making 1 gold per month. That'll be fine. And we're no longer indebted to the bank. So that is perfect. And we're just going to tick down that corruption there. It's going to take about 8 years for that to go away. And I'm okay with that. Our truce with Moravi will be expiring in 1462, October, so a little bit over a year. Sounds good. Okay, merchant guilds, how you doing? They're at 49.5, 49.68. Okay. Well, that's continuing to drift towards equilibrium. We just need them to hit 50% here, so that they don't rebel. 1 more tick. They didn't change on the tick. That's interesting. Are they changing on a different month tick? Or did they just not tick that month? Okay. It looks like they change right before the month tick. I don't know. Maybe it's some weirdness with when it calculates. But regardless, they are now high enough for us to seize land. Wonderful. So we're going to take 5%. Yes, I'm aware of this. And let's check. Yes, it just yoinks the current loyalty and does not change the equilibrium. That is huge, actually. And it looks like we want 30% then. Okay, so we're going to have to wait to do that again. Looks like the cooldown on that is 5 years. So we basically want to be using that on cooldown. Good to know. Okay, we can bring this up then to max out our force limit, and so we shall. And we're interested in maybe going up and building a spy network in Mombasa. Perfect. So let's get that started. It'll be a while before we're really ready to do anything with that, but we'll just let that get started, and things should, in theory, be fine. As we close in our borders up here with Pate, we should be much more likely to be able to offer vassalization. The major issue right now is going to be the economic base, but I think that that will improve given time. We need to get our technology up, particularly in the admin category. So we don't want to expand too much right now, but just taking these 3-5 provinces, that shouldn't be a big deal as long as we space it out reasonably. We're gaining 8 admin power per month, and it should be okay. 1120 power saved, huh? Interesting. When is Renaissance going to spawn? That's 1500? I think. It actually already has spawned. It's in Genova. Okay. But the current techs we're working on, they are not tied to that institution, which this is actually a really good change for non-European nations. I'm really pleased about that. Do we have any livestock? We do have iron or copper. We do have a cloth as well. We will be able to revoke that privilege. Kalanga gets a monopoly on mining and smelting until the end of the game, giving the following effects. Minus 1,000% production efficiency. Okay. The nobility are keen to keep their privileges and are offering to pay us a lump sum in return for the monopoly being guaranteed for a further 10 years. Okay. Now, what are they actually getting from this? Loyalty equilibrium. So we should extend one of these monopolies and revoke the other. And we're going to extend the livestock monopoly and not the mining and smelting monopoly. We'll revoke this one, and this should revoke that. It will reduce their loyalty equilibrium by 10%, but that's okay. They're at 70% on their equilibrium. That drops them down to 32%, which puts them roughly equal to the clergy and the merchants guild, and their equilibrium is 60%. I like it. This is a system I can work with. Fantastic. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to go back to war. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.